Choosing the right assisted living facility for yourself or a loved one is an important decision that requires careful consideration. Here, I'm going to share with you a guide to help you make an informed choice and help you avoid big mistakes for this critical decision. First, you really need to take off your daughter or son glasses and put on your critical thinking and decision-making glasses. Ask yourself and assess the situation. What are the real needs of the resident? What is their level of care? Are they bedbound? Are they experiencing brain change and memory loss? Do they have aggressive behaviors or deal with sundowners? Do they have a chronic illness, mobility issues? Do they need help with standing, walking, bathing, toileting, maybe even eating or taking medication? Do they need more intensive medical care? Or are they a social butterfly who wants to stay active and involved in different social calendars and aspects? Are they spiritual and concerned about missing their weekly rituals? All of these questions are very important for you to ask and really understand the answers and what they mean. Once you know what the senior loved one needs help with, it's much easier to eliminate facilities or homes that cannot accommodate their preferences or needs. So start your research. You can look at online websites or work with a local placement agent. Maybe ask friends or family members about their recommendations, or even a geriatric doctor, a social worker, or someone in the industry. You can even use websites like caring.com, AARP, senioradvisor.com, ralhomelocator.com, or medicare.gov to compare facilities in your area. Don't worry, I'll drop them all in the notes below. Read reviews as you're accessing these websites and access inspection reports. Make sure to check out this other video right here where I share the 3 smartest options to participate in residential assisted living, where I share how you can get started today. Obviously, I'm going to suggest that you go for a licensed home. Homes that are unlicensed are not monitored by the state, and they can have a lot of malpractice happening behind closed doors. I'm also going to suggest that you visit a minimum of 3 homes or facilities to determine the best fit for you and your loved one. Ask a lot of questions and make sure that you bring a sheet with you to compare all the places you go. Make some notes, jot down how you feel when you walk in and what you're seeing, what you're not seeing, your concerns and questions. Remember to focus on what's important to your senior loved one, not just the things that facility or home wants to show off. The chandelier is great and so is the Zumba room, but if mom can barely walk, you should be focused on the resident to caregiver ratio, the attention to detail, and the physical therapy options, not Zumba or fancy things upon entry. Here's a huge tip. Speak with the staff. The person giving you a tour in the facility is more than likely not involved in the day-to-day care. In a smaller RAL home, it's usually the owner or the administrator giving you the tour. But in a large community, not so much. This is literally a salesperson who will take you on the tour, and they get paid if you move in. So they're going to promise you the moon and the stars. And they may not really know what the day-to-day is like in the home or facility. And that's really all you should be focused on. So talk to the staff. Look in their eyes. Are they exhausted? Do they look beat down? Do they even have time to talk to you? What's their vibe? How's the culture? These things will be a benefit or detriment for your loved one. Don't forget to ask about the cost of care. Is it an all-in one fee every month, or is there tiers? Will it go up over time if your loved one needs more care and assistance, more medication? What if they stop eating in the dining hall at the specific times? What if they need more diapers or need their bed changed more often? What if they need help with more activities of daily living? What if they try to elope? That means escape in the assisted living world. All of these things are common additional charges in large assisted living facilities. They agree it's only $4,500 per month, but then they tick, 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 and things start to add up. And you get that first bill for $8,000 and you're wondering, what the heck happened? Well, what happened is that they're not very upfront about it all. and you don't know what to ask. If you have long-term care insurance, that's an amazing way to pay for your care needs. Only 10% of the population has that, but if you have it, definitely utilize that to pay for mom or dad's care. Most people will be relying on government funding, which will not be receiving the best care. So be warned of that too. Private pay is very common and can be expected in most homes and facilities, but make sure you're comfortable with the pricing, considering the length of stay is typically 3.5 years. This can be a huge mistake, so don't skip it. Make sure you ask about safety measures and emergency procedures. What happens if? I have heard horror story after horror story about families not being called until it's too late, about call button batteries never being changed, about unnecessary injuries and deaths in these large assisted living facilities. I want to make sure you know the what ifs and the procedures and the protocols of what happens if your senior loved one needs that true assistance and care. Also ask about how they incorporate tech. Tech tracking devices like Care Predict or Innovative Senior, these can greatly help with falls or injuries, and they even track the time that it takes from one of the buttons being pressed to the senior loved one being helped by a caregiver or someone in the facility. Ask about visiting hours and what that looks like, activities and social interaction. Ask about what happens if your loved one needs more care. Can they handle it in-house, or do they have to move to another area or facility if and when this happens? Last but not least, trust your instincts. If something is not right, keep searching. There are amazing care homes all around the country, and if you don't feel comfortable on day one, you are going to regret every day coming after that. So don't make that mistake and go with your gut. Make sure to give this video a like and leave a comment if it was helpful for you. See you next time.